Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Ahead, we'll see the runner-up and Rookie of the Year balloting Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns as they square off against the #1 pick, Kyler Murray, and the Arizona Cardinals. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Coach. We are about 15 miles west of downtown Phoenix at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. So this was the scene a moment ago. The Cardinals emerging from their tunnel, and we are ready for football as the Cards get set to match up with the Cleveland Browns. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. Charles, you look at this Cardinal team as they get ready here. They've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Meanwhile, for the Browns here, they've gone a full half season since their last loss, winners of 8 in a row.
And you don't get on win streaks like this without your defense playing a big role. They've created quite an identity, and I know they want and expect this streak to get to 9.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Browns ready to go to work here on offense, and their man behind center, well, that's Baker Mayfield, the #1 overall pick last season, who set a rookie record with 27 touchdown passes. Mayfield on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
If they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end, Njoku. And he makes it all the way down to the 31 to regroup.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Now Mayfield. And he's got his man. That's Landry. The 1st and goal.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball down.
And this is Odell Beckham with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Browns take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback. 13 carries, 60 yards.
He's been a huge part of their winning streak because he establishes not just an identity and a tone, but the team relies on him. He takes care of the football. He gains yardage for him, chews up clock.
Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. Forced it, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Myles Garrett.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play.
Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield. Robert Kimdichie, 1st and 10. Murray now on 1st down. This one complete to Christian Kirk. 1st down. They'll run on 1st down. It's Johnson. And some space here. And he's going to get this inside the 30. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through him.
And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. 1st and goal. Here's Murray. He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Kevin White, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. That's an early touchdown grab for last week's NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was so electric.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And they get him down, but that one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. Nice job by that defensive front there to hold them to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. He'll let this go for the end. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Kevin White, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Cardinals have taken the lead. Now, he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Confidence.
That big article in the paper this morning about them stringing possessions together for consecutive touchdowns. So right here, they're trying to make it 3 in a row. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack. Back at the 47-yard line. Take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll begin out west at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, and it's the Falcons who are out in front in the 2nd quarter. 2 touchdown passes there for the former MVP, Matt Ryan. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see there, it's the visiting LA Rams who have the lead in that one. Brandon Cooks, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's get you to Charlotte, North Carolina. Check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And they were losers in that one as they fall to the visiting Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. In the game you're watching, it was the former #1 overall selection, Kyler Murray, who put on an absolute show. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators.
Number 4 pick in the 2018 draft, making the tackle from his corner spot.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
This is 3rd and 4. They'll run with a former Tar Heel, TJ Logan. And his first carry, he loses the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
I have to think a major focus at a halftime means had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks. You're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than... And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
The fumble last time that led to a touchdown, that's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go around.
A big no-no. Coordinators are going to tell you if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They got to feel pretty good about that one.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Position.
Tackle made there by Myles Garrett.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. A little bit of decision time here coming up on 4th down. And what they're challenging here is the spot of the ball, and this is probably the hardest challenge to win.
So difficult because the speed of the game, the angles of the cameras, Your angle from the sideline watching the play can often fool you into thinking that the ball should be placed in a different spot. Safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense.
Oh, he tried to pitch it, and the ball's loose.
Completed the screen on the perimeter, but boy, that was textbook defense. Exactly as you're taught to play against a wide receiver screen, and they snuffed it out for a loss of yardage.
Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. Robert Kimdichie around sack 3 or 4, I would think. It starts to get in the quarterback's head a little bit.
Not just the quarterback, the offensive play caller, the offensive line.
Again, it's Johnson. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. They'll run it here with Logan. Give him 8 yards on the carry, and that's going to bring up 4th down. 1st down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the 1st.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area. Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
A tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with a game this close, it's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Oh, a lot of contact right there. No call. Maybe got away with one.
What are you doing questioning the contact on that play? Let them play, and you know it's late-game situation.
Here's Mayfield.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position. Got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That's good for a Cleveland 1st down. Overtime. Don't change that dial. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so...
So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. This will be taken in at the 1. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25. And this is caught. He hits Landry. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
And we're always looking for that.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Hassan Reddick.
Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson.
Because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They'll keep it on the ground. Johnson. 11 yards there, 1st down. And now he's up over 70%.
Well, you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers get together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. On the counter, Hunt. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. Mayfield looks to throw. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that'll be incomplete.
If it's a skills contest, right, we're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage. It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers.
They'll run on first down. Logan. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. And it's caught.
Guess what? It's third down. You still have the ball. You still have a chance to kick it.
And he got it. The kick is good. In overtime, he's able to split the uprights. Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goes from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it.
With the win. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.